Today I would like to talk about the education for the recent few generations, not only in the US but worldwide. When we talk about education, what is in your mind? What do you think about education? Maybe you just think about the schooling, the examination, the homework, everyone will receive in his upbringing, from kindergarten, primary school, secondary school, and college, or in the US system, from K to grade 12 at least. So when we talk about education, we think about the educational system, we think about the schools, we think about the teachers, the curriculums. Different countries or even different states, they have different educational systems, institutions, or even curriculums, or the different subjects for us to learn, for every one of us to learn in our different stages of upbringing. Usually, those in Hong Kong will receive education normally from 2.5 years. If we started from the nursery, at least they go to nursery centers. They also have to learn something. Nowadays, even the nursery centers in Hong Kong also will teach them some English, some basic words, and also have some tasks for them to do, something for them to learn. In other countries, maybe the young kids, they only go to school to play, maybe before grades 4, 5, or 6, right? Even from K1 to K12, maybe their curriculum is also not so tight as compared to Hong Kong. The homework is not heavy. Most of the time, maybe they come to school, they emphasize exercise, communication. They emphasize the children should have the right to play, not just to study, not to learn, not to memorize. But in Hong Kong, maybe we emphasize examination. We emphasize what the children exactly learn about the knowledge in every subject, and then we want them to be able to speak English at a very young age, as soon as possible. Okay, so when we think of education, we think about institution, system, schedule, curriculum, method, and then also the resources. For example, do we have a big building? Do we have good teachers? Do we have a good examination system like this? We should know that besides school education, we also receive parental education or family education, or you can even say that actually each day the community, the society, everything happen in our community, in our nation, or even the whole world. They are also teaching us. So what is education? Education, I think should mean the enlightenment. When you date back the educational system in the ancient time of Greek, they learn philosophy, and then they were enlightened. Those who have a good education, they are scholars. They can think and analyze things in a rational way, in a theoretical way, like this. So receiving education can mean that you are enlightened, you are educated, you will be given wisdom, you gain knowledge, you gain power in analysis, in critical thinking, in rational thinking, like this. Nowadays, we receive education in a wider scope of areas. For example, if education means learning, we doesn't only learn anything from school, from family, from home, or even from church, or even from our community. We learn things most of the time nowadays. especially the youngster, I think that they learn things, no matter it is really a kind of wisdom or just some figure things or just some irrational ideas, okay? Learning things or have a knowledge of something existing or happening in the world. Actually, now we have many means. For example, one of the most common means is social media. We start to be influenced quite a lot by the social media since the start of this century. We tend to rely on social media quite a lot. Even at my age, I think in the past few years, I will still get my knowledge from reading books, from really opening books, reading books, something like that. So I always go to the library. Sometimes I borrow back some books, or I even try to read the books I have, or I bought a lot of books. Even few years ago when I went to Taiwan, went to England, I still bought some books back, very heavy. But it seems that a sense of gaining knowledge when I have some books with me, when I read some books. But now during these few years, even me with my background, reading literature, studying literature, teaching literature, I start not to read books. Maybe many other people won't agree. Many other people at my age or with my education background, they will still study books, physical books, or at least online books. But nowadays, even me, besides doing things online, besides of getting resources, information for my teaching online, I also try to read a lot of posts or information or videos online from those social media. It is not because of I'm very interested in it or addicted to it, just like the youngsters. They can't hold just using their mobile phone and then keep watching the posts, the videos, or the photos or anything on the social media. But because I also start to use those social media to get some information. For example, Google or now even AI to get some information, some data for the knowledge I need or for the information I need. Maybe some of them are fake. Some of them are really not so correct. Of course, I have to analyze myself, digest myself. I should still have the power to analyze, to digest whether this information is correct or not. But I still start to search my information quite a lot online, or even from some website, or even from some social media, something like that. And not to say about the youngster, they spend quite a lot of time using the social media platform to get their knowledge or to ask for any information. Nowadays, people like to ask on the Facebook about anything, about how to rent a house, where to buy a house, what are the procedures, even to buy a car, to buy a house, or even to look for a teacher for their children, look for some book for the children. They will ask the Facebook. They even won't ask, try to search information from Google. They just ask on the Facebook, and then let someone, some stranger whom they don't know, whom they don't know that whether they're educated themselves, whether they have experienced themselves. They just want to have someone answering them. And then, of course, they might not listen to them, but they tend to just get information in a very convenient way. I just type something, what and what I want to ask, and then can anyone answer me what and what, and then really many people answer, right? And then maybe they are satisfied, okay? At least they are satisfied that, I get some answers. They don't take the trouble to look for books, look for directories, or look for any information online, one-sided information. On Facebook, I have two-sided, and then many people are in dialogue. No, don't listen to him. No, his information is not correct. Or I am correct because I do property business, so you should talk with me and something like that. But people try to make use of the social media also to promote their own business. So whether you should trust them or which one you trust them. And then someone, of course, start for a long time already to use social media as a scam to attract some people to fall into the traps, or someone just want to get your information, get your personal information by posting some very promising opportunity, careers, or even house. All are fake, but some of them might trust, or at least you will look at it, and then at least you ask, I am interested, and then you give him information, okay, and then at least he knows that you are interested, and then your account should have your information, and then you try to contact with him, give themselves your contact, and then maybe even they ask you to register, and then they have your contact, and then they contact with you, and then maybe they sell your contact, or they put your contact so that they can promote. So nowadays, what is education? When you want to get some information, when you want to learn some knowledge about something, you just use the most convenient way to ask, and then you just let the strangers or let the inexperienced person to answer you. Sometimes if there are some experienced person telling them something, but all the others, others belonging to the maybe majority, of course, usually the majority can mean ignorant, okay? And then those educated, experienced, maybe just only one or two, but maybe you won't listen to them because it is only a voice. But all the other voice comprises of the whole majority, and then such a long list of answers. Whom you should believe, all right? So sometimes we tend not to search for experts, search for knowledge or real knowledge, but we tend to seek information from any source, but not yet proved to be correct or not. So now, because we spend so much time on social media, or even on AI or on websites, how much time that we have spent on really studying books or really studying the subjects in school? Not to say the adults, but the young generation who still the majority of time should be at schools, should be learning in schools, should be learning the subjects offered by the school, right? How much time they have spent on their learning, on the subjects they should have learned. And started from 19th century, we all know that there are many ideas. We put them a name of ISM, okay, globalism, something like that. Of course, socialism, communism even can be traced back earlier, or in the earlier centuries. We also have a divided knowledge. We try to know communism, and then there's socialism, and then there are globalism, and something like that, okay? And we start have social media. I think that in the past 40 years in my life, from a young adult to now, to my age now, all these 40 years, I'm so busy trying to get connected, try to get familiar with the rising idea, with the rising platforms. All right. In the beginning, before using Facebook, we have other platforms for communication online, right? And then Facebook, and then Instagram, and then Telegram, and then so many things. I find it so busy to even to know, there are something arising, there are some more social platforms, and then also the languages you start to find on those social media is not formal language. You have to guess the meaning. What is to be seen, to be confirmed. Okay, and then FYI for your FYR for your reference. Okay, something like that. In the very beginning, when you start using media, you start using the social media for your daily content, and then you find that it seems that you are in an alien world. It seems that you don't know language at all. You have to learn again, right? And then, of course, in this 20 years, even more other, you can say, abbreviations for those language phrases that at our age are even really not familiar, really not understand the meaning. So so education in this 30, 40, or in these few generations, what happened to education, which we can see that with more ideas arising, with more social platforms arising, we find that also with more social problems arising. What happened? What happened to our education? It seems that with more ideas, with more social platform, with more convenient ways to get knowledge, to learn, to communicate, to get connected, to share our ideas, to get people's ideas, it happens that our knowledge level drop. Nowadays, all those youngsters, all those young adults, you can see from the talk with Charlie Kirk, the youngster asked some question. They say that they study economics, but when Charlie Kirk challenged them, if you study economics, do you know this economy, that economist, this person, that person? All of them, he didn't know that, and then he said that he studied economics in the college, even in famous college, okay? And then he challenged Charlie Kirk that he has studied in the college. He challenged Charlie Kirk for that. But nowadays, even the graduates from college, they have just a little knowledge about the subject. Of course, entering the university, the college, doesn't mean that you will have a very deep knowledge, wide knowledge. It also depends on your own effort, right? Those who haven't entered the college, they can study many books. Those who have entered, maybe they just study the chapters that they need for examination, or the chapter they need to write their thesis, okay, their dissertations. So you can see that what is knowledge nowadays? What happened to the education, not only in the US but in the whole world? What happened to the youngster who should have received good education but turned to criminals, turned to killers? What happened? Have we thought about the education that we receive? Just now, I talked about the knowledge or the influence from the email information we get from the social media, or those rising concepts of communism, socialism, globalism, and so on. How about the parental education, family education, or even church education? We believe that in the past decades, we've focused a lot on receiving education from school, formal education. So we believe that every child, even those are poor, they try to get any chance to go into schools to study. For example, I have shared about my own background, my own personal story, that I really lost the chance to enter school, to receive education, even the nursery or the kindergarten. I may lost the chance to go to get one, and then of course then I don't have the knowledge to go into primary school or secondary school, not to say university or advanced degrees, right? So we treasure the chance to enter school, treasure the chance to receive formal education quite a lot at that time. And then not just to enter the school, we try to study hard, we try to get knowledge from the library. We, every day there are at least, not every day, but at least 1 week, we have 2 hours of study time in my school. My school focus a lot on reading, all right? So at least we have 2 hours for a week, just do our studying. in the library or book reading classroom. All right, and of course we have to do something to check that whether we have finished the reading, whether we have learned some words, phrases, or usage from that book during these hours, right? So we focus a lot on studying and reading. We focus a lot on formal school education, even poor people or even earning money for life is so important at that time. Many youngsters actually are forced by family to earn money to work instead of further their study. If there is still a chance, or if the family still have the ability to let you to study, you will keep studying, keep entering school or colleges, or even some technical schools, right? At least you can learn some technical subjects, right? For example, at that time, if we can't enter the college, we will enter the business or technical school, studying business, typing, accounting, or as a secretary. Those are not offered in the university. Okay, those entering the university will prepare themselves to be at least to be the officer of the bank, of the company, and then will upgrade it to managers or something like that, and or to prepare them to be teacher, doctor, and so on. Okay, so so nowadays it seems that we still have many good schools, good colleges. We still put a lot of money on the colleges, on the schools. That means we still believe that to receive formal education from school are so important. But nowadays, when we see that more and more killings, violence, or terrorism caused by those educated persons. For example, recently the killer of Charlie Kirk, he received scholarship, all right? And that means he studied hard, that means he received good education. He should have received a good education. But what kind of education? What education he received if he took the killing of someone with violence, okay, just because that he doesn't agree with that person's idea, just because that he think that this person's ideas is not good to his country, or is not good to his people, or even is not good to the world. That is his own thinking. So what kind of education nowadays the youngster have received? He is 22. That means in the past at least not 20, but at least over 15 years, what kind of education he has received, all right? And also many youngsters have taken transgender, and also they left the church. Their parents, their grandparents should have gone to the church very often. They are Christian, but the youngster for this 20 years or even 40 years, when they have grown up, they left the church, or they nowadays there are many divorces, many broken marriages, many broken families, and the many violence from the kids, from the youth, from the young adults, and then even they are involved with killing, murdering, or raping, or even trafficking, or drug dealing. Okay, some drug addicts, right? So what kind of education nowadays? All those people, okay, from the kid to a grown-up adult, what kind of education they have received, not only from the school, but from family, from the church, from the society. Let us think about it. If this 20 to 40 years, if the college education is greatly influenced by the communism, socialism, globalism, or even by violence, or even by other religious ideas, that they think that only certain ideas are correct. Okay, other ideas against them or not match with them are wrong, and then they have the right to take away the lives of the opponents, take away the life of those opposing to the ideas, or want to crush the ideas, or even other people use peace, okay? Just use speech, talk, and peace and discussion. They think that they have the right to take away those people's life, or even to destroy the candles in the memorial, and they think that they have this right. They think that these people have a lot worth to live, and even not worth of respect, even after they die. So what happened to those people? I don't want to link that left or right, something like that. Okay, because I think that during this century or last century, we start to link people as a left, right, globalist, socialist, communist, or anything. Of course, when you link the people for that term, maybe you think that they have certain ideas match with this term, so you link them like this. But sometimes people can have their ideas on many subjects, but when they just promote certain thing, or they support certain figure, or support certain subject, you already link them as a left, right, socialism, or communism. That means the education we have received for the past decades turn us into a person to stereotype, to just narrow down any person to just an idea or in what is some, okay? To stereotype them, to just link them after this term, and then they are nothing. Okay, beside that term, they are nothing. Okay, if I link him as a fascist, then he has nothing. He has no value. He has no virtue. He has no character. He has nothing. He even has no purpose. Okay, he is not worth to live on the world. So that so I can kill him. The thinking of this group of people, they will think like this. After you level down some persons just by judging them certain ideas. Okay, on the opposite side also. Okay, when this person has that kind of behavior, or that kind of practice or idea, you already link them with some other bad thing. For example, if someone, of course, I don't support LGBT, or I don't support transgender, I don't support abortion, or I don't support homosexuality. But when you find someone who might, whom you know that he or she might have some inclination to love the same sex, or they might have done something to change the sex, you already link them as with all others bad things or bad stuff. For example, many transgender persons are involved in violence, in crimes, or in anything. And then when you find someone also with this tendency, you also link them with that group of violence or terrorism or criminal acts, right? And then you find that this person also has no worth of living on this world. So you can see that it seems that only two sides, only two poles, only two extreme opposite poles, okay? Left and right, good or bad, right or wrong, something like that, left or right, something like that, globalism, anti-globalism, communism, anti-communism. It seems that people just belong to these two groups, just belong to two opposite poles, okay? And then even though people really belong to, really so extreme that one belong to this pole, one belong to this pole, but it doesn't mean that they have no value, they have no virtue, they have no character, or they are not worth to live in this world, that you can take away their life. No. all people they are worth to live on this world. All people they have the right to survive, of course. But if they do violence, if they hurt people's life, they should be held responsible. They should be hand over to court, to legislature, to get their punishment, or to be stopped for what they are going to do or what they have done. All right. So no people can hurt others' lives, and no person has the right to take other people's life just because you think that he's wrong, just because you think that he is what-ism, and then he should not be living in this world because this what-ism is not good. And then you see that so many people believe in that what-ism, all have done bad things. Of course, nowadays, especially the current U.S. administration, they have already announced that that organization belongs to terrorist organization. Of course, they have the reason why they link this organization as terrorist organization. Even they are classified as a terrorist organization. So far, if you don't join them, you are still an individual, still an innocent individual. So far, if you haven't done something criminal or violent, if you just left this organization, then you should not be prejudiced. Okay, but of course, after this organization is proclaimed as a terrorist organization, and you still stick to it, and then you still try to promote it, you still try to do something for it, or you still believe that this organization is good because what we believe, what we have done are good, but maybe this organization really has some ideas or behavior which might be harmful to the people, to the country. Maybe I'm not the legislature to judge, okay? But even though this organization was classified as a terrorist, it doesn't mean that all the members now at once are not worth to live, or all have to be put into prison or into death. Even also there should be a hearing, okay, about the members of this organization. If you can prove that they have done some violent act, they have harmed people, so that they deserve to be put into prison, right? And you still have to go through this process, right? And then of course once the organization was classified as terrorist, okay, you cannot exist anymore. You cannot be registered, and then it is dissolved, and then you should not claim this organization anymore to do anything, or you should not belong to this group anymore. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Okay, but when we say that we receive education, not only from school, we also have been greatly influenced by social media. And then how about our family education? Okay, when we have grown up from a kid to a young adult, or even go to a direction that we want to transgender, we want to belong to a terrorist organization, or even we believe certain ideas, and then we plan to kill someone for this idea. What education these youngsters, these persons have received from school to make them, to turn them into that direction that they find that killing people's life justified, no matter what, okay? No matter what person, no matter what I've done, only that I disagree with him, only that I find him wrong, according to my belief, according to my organization belief, according to my religious belief, that I found them wrong, that I can kill them. That what kind of education we see from schools, from family, or even from church, that this past decade the youngster would go into that direction? We have to think about it. considering the family education in the past decades, I think there is a common point. The parents tend to lose control on their children. They tend to pamper their children, indulge their children in the ways that they like to do it. For example, starting from a young kid, when they want to buy anything, you just buy for them. When they don't want to study hard, you just let them. Or even when they spend lots of time on video games, on the mobile phone, you still allow them. In the US, in Hong Kong, or I think in most developed countries, where you can easily buy a mobile phone for your children, and then you just allow them to play all the time. When there's a social gathering, where there is a family dinner, the children keep playing the video games on the phone. Of course, that will keep them quiet. You know that when we were young and we have nothing to play, so the children, you know that they are so naughty. They run wild in the room, and then so troublesome, cause trouble. Break something, quarrel, fighting, something like that, and so noisy, right? And then the parents, the adults want to play mahjong, want to talk, and then the children run wild, shouting, and then you're so troublesome. But so in this past decade, when the parents become rich, when everyone can afford buying a mobile phone for the children, that's good. The children are so quiet, just playing the video game. But you don't know that they also receive education. They are receiving education from the video games. And then I think recently those video games mainly are concerned with fighting, shooting, or certain of war. Okay, take yourself as the soldier, and then you just like a hero. You kill all those opponents, you kill all those enemies. So when they are growing up in that kind of atmosphere, every day they take themselves as shooter warriors, and then all they need to do are using their gun to shoot, and then what happens when they are growing up? When they come across any problem, when they want to solve any issue, when they want to get rid of something that they don't like, of course, this something also included people. Okay, they also take any person as a thing only. Okay, so how they dissolve this problem? They will also use the normal way that they use, that is the shooting. Okay, so no wonder that nowadays when you got just some bully from your classmate, or maybe your girlfriend quit you, or maybe someone just laugh at you, and then you will go home quickly and then take out a gun and then shoot, and then you shoot yourself. So you never think about the value of life. You don't value others' life. You don't value your own life. You think that just like the games, it's okay. I shoot all the people, and then finally maybe I will shoot also, or maybe it's okay that I die because I can maybe reborn in other games or something like that. I don't know. I never played these games. But I think the children were growing up in a concept of heroism. This is also another ism. Okay, heroism. They are trained to take themselves as a hero, as a heroic figure. They won't die. They won't be defeated because that they have the gun. They have the tool to attack enemy, and then even they lose in this game, they can try another game. It seems that the shooting in the actual world is just like a game. And besides this education from social media, from the video games, if the education by the school can correct our path to the wrong way, correct us from the wrong path to a right path, then it should be okay. But you know that when children are given a mobile phone, or are given the chances to play all the time. Even in school, even they are forced not to play video game at schools. They will think about the games, and then they don't want to study, and then soon after the school they will go home and then they will play again, and then when they're still young they are still forced to study in the schools. When they are getting older, maybe after 11, after 13, so that's why the youngster always run away from schools, or don't pay attention at all in classes, or if they are allowed to bring the phone, they will also play on their phone. And then up in holiday, in vacation, will they study? Will they go to the library just like us to read books, or they will just surf through social media to see what happened to the friend, to see the photos posted by some others, which can be very fun, can be cute, or sometimes will be very weird or scary, but they like it. They want to see, what post, what photo, what video people have put on them. And then nowadays also we receive knowledge, should we call it knowledge, from videos, from YouTubers. They just try to make any video with fake news, fake information, or they say that in the video you will get some knowledge, some first-hand information, some analysis, some scientist knowledge, but actually in the video there is none. Okay, they just use this as a tactic to attract your attention, to attract the eyeball. Nowadays we use eyeball, and then actually there is nothing about all these kinds of knowledge, but it is so attractive. The term, the photos sound so attractive that you keep spending time watching this, and then you are receiving that kind of learning. If we can call it learning. You receive that kind of learning, that kind of knowledge from social media, from fake news, from YouTuber, from videos, something like that. And then we seldom put time on studying book, on studying the real knowledge that people spend time after time, years after year, just to research on one idea, to research on one fact. Okay, but no person pay attention. So some posts are writing about certain knowledge on certain subject. No one read it, but just like a retweet post from others, maybe showing some funny things of some person, and then check at least hundreds and thousands, or even can millions. Okay, so you can see. So this also turned the attention of those people who write, who make video. What kind of video, what kind of things they will write, they will put. Okay, if they know what the audience like to watch. Okay, those series sharing, series teaching cannot attract any person. So can you? How many people can spend time continually to work on those serious knowledge? So more and more people will be directed, just like a lost lamb. Okay, just like the lamb who lost their direction, they will follow the wolf. They are not following the shepherd. They're following the wolf who lead them to a wrong direction, or who even eat them up bit by bit, and finally, okay, they don't know that they think they are following a good leader, following a good concept, following a good direction, following a good what is okay, but and then finally they didn't realize they are following a path which they cannot turn back. They are following an astray path which lead them to a wrong direction, to fake news, fake knowledge, to wrong ideas, or even to violence, or even to a misconcept about the status of woman, about the status of a male or female. Okay, so what those are transgender comes out, what those are abortion comes out, what those are divorce comes out, what those homosexuality comes out. So if the if the nowadays, not even the parents pamper the children too much, indulge the children too much. Nowadays, even the church maybe fail to give a good education to the children or to the young adults in their growing up, to keep them in the right track, to keep them in their faith, or at least to keep them in good moral values, that no matter what, you have no right to kill people, you have no right to take away someone's life. No matter what, discussion is better than fighting. Seeking solution is better than revenge. Seeking for judiciary is better to seek for murdering. Church education can turn the children to the right track when they are growing up, by the worship, Bible study, or by any Christian event. That there is love, and there's connection, there is communication, people will support each other. But nowadays, can we really feel that the people in the church can support each other, or they are also just like strangers? They just gather once a week, maybe those are most of them once a week, but some of them already once a month, or even once a year, or even have already left. Okay, so the people in the church, can they really support each other? Can they really support each family? Can they really help educate the children, their own children, the church members' children, the children of the whole church? Influence each other, give them example to see what a man should be, what a faithful lady should be, what a good marriage should be. Because nowadays we find that even Christians will have divorce. So now not even the family, but the church also lost influence on the children's upbringing, on the growth of the children from a kid to an adult, with those positive values, with those good character, in a strong faith, that you need to support your family, you need to support the community, you need to support the whole world, you need to give love, give help, to give kindness, mercifulness, and your help to others. So if a child with Christian parents going to church for so many years, but still can go astray, no wonder those whose parents already left church, or those parents have no faith, no belief, or they themselves have left the church. I think this boy, when he was a young boy, he still go to church. We can see that he has good education. He has won scholarship. He hasn't turned bad academically or morally yet. I think it is because that he still have a faithful Christian daddy or Christian parents, and then they still have relationship with church. You should have a better outcome for the upbringing of this child. But we can see that he can still be influenced by this idea. Maybe I think he might be influenced ideas only for a few years, because now he's only 22. Even he was badly influenced starting from the age of 18, only a few years, right? So a few years can turn a boy with a good academic result, with scholarship, with Christian background, can be a killer. So we can understand why so many broken families now, so many teenagers, youngsters, young adults will commit themselves in wrongdoing, in violence, in misbehavior, in misconcept, and also in violence, in killing, anything. So it seems that all fail. Parental education, family education, formal education, or even church education. It seems that all fail. If only one of these systems, one of these units haven't failed in their educating of the children, of the youth, I think that the situation won't be so bad. But now it seems that of course not the majority or have already turned back, but at least you can see that many cases of those killing, of those violent acts are concerned with youngsters, teenagers, or even some only at the age of 12 or 13. They already use the gun to solve their problem, to eradicate, to take away the life that they hate, they dislike. They only think about shooting, killing as the only way to solve problems. Sometimes even when they were just a little kid, they already can find no way, okay? Just crying, shouting, screaming, and then when they grow up, they find some tools to solve the problem. That is the life, that's the guns that they can find in the home, okay? Usually those guns they use to shoot belong to their parents or their grandparents. So you can see that have the parents taught their children with correct moral values when they teach them to use the gun. Okay, of course you have the right to use the gun in the U.S. To protect yourself. So you start learning shooting maybe at a young age, and then you also teach your children to learn how to shoot. But have you also taught them the moral values as a person? When you're using the gun, what are you use this gun for? Okay, are you sure that they don't have this idea of using the gun to solve any problem they're facing, to kick away any person that they dislike? So if you can't check their ideas, their misconcept in their growing up, but you teach them how to use guns, and then especially some very advanced great power guns, and then you cannot check their behavior, and then you don't know what they're thinking, you don't know what they are planning to do, and then in his shooting, you also have paid some responsibility, because when you are pampering your children, when you are bring up your children, have you checked what kind of child, what kind of children you are bringing up? Of course, most parents also have spent lots of money, lots of time to always ask them to do that, not to do that, or forbid them to do that, or not to do that, until someday that they can no longer force them to do anything according to their orders, right? But that's what we are pushing the children to a way which is against of us, but not to a way which is united with us. Okay, when we are going in a right path, right way, working hard, protecting family, helping community, keeping our belief, but can we also bring along our children to walk on the same path with us, because we walk on the same path with our Lord, our Savior, our God? We try to bring our child to walk, and then maybe just after a few steps, just after a few years, then we lose control of that child. We lose influence of that child, because from the age that we can influence to an age that we can no longer influence, what happened in this period? What happened in this period? Maybe you neglect his thinking, you just neglect his concern, you don't show your love, you don't show your respect, you don't show your understanding. That's why he or she doesn't walk on the same path with you when he or she has the power to run away from you. We think that, oh, yesterday we can still control him, and then suddenly today we cannot control him. Yeah, they grow up so fast. Suddenly you find that you cannot control him, because you never have a good influence on them. You never have the power to influence them, to guide them, to walk with you on the right path, or to walk in the better path than you. So that is why the family education, the church education, or even the formal education failed the few generations in these few decades, and then the society, the world has turned worse and worse. Even though we are so glad and we are so surprised that in in that kind of bad influence around us, we can still have some youngsters, some young adults so faithful to the belief, so faithful to family, so faithful to their moral value, but they are not accepted by this world. They are killed by someone in this world, which already turn away from values, from virtues, from love, from respect, from forgiveness, from acceptance. So we can see how the world has turned, how the children has turned, but we think that the children are still young, there is still time, they're still so young, so just let them be. When they have grown up, they will understand, or when they have grown up, they will know what to do, or we are not aware that they are learning from the bad examples of us, okay? Learning, or they pushed away from love because of our bad attitude to them, or to the family, or to anyone around, or even to ourselves, because some parents, they are addicted, okay? They are drug addicts. You can expect that your children will grow better than you. If your children can grow better than you, living with you, but cannot receive good influence, but they can live better than you, then this is the blessing to special child or children. They grow up without the bad influence, okay? That is really a miracle. But normally, the children under your bad influence, and then in the society nowadays with even more bad influence around, we can imagine why the world has turned so bad. Because one generation fell, another generation fell even worse. I met a young boy, just a few years old. He is so willing for me to, as a stranger, to talk to me, and then to ask me to pay and let me know what happened to his family. He sadly told me that his parents, both parents, are in jail. It's so sad, right? A boy a few years ago, his two parents are in jail. And then another sad news that his sister was dead. And then there are two old ladies with him, okay? Both are his great grandmother or great grand aunt. So you can see that two very old ladies with a few years old. So a few generations in between, right? But all gone. Two are in prison, and I don't know where the grandparents have gone, right? The great grandmother and great grand aunts are with this little boy. And then they told me that his sister was dead by accident, and then the two parents are in jail. So you can imagine what happened. Maybe it is really accident, but the judge won't believe. He still sent the parents to jail. And then both parents, you see, not just one parent. Maybe in the quarrel or in the fighting that they caused the death of the young girl, or they, out of the anger, they accidentally hurt the young girl, and then the young girl was dead, and then they were in prison. So, and then now the little boy was left. So you can imagine how bad it is. I asked them, are you attending church? Will you bring this boy to church? And of course, the answer nowadays, most people will give you either I have to work, I have no time, or I am Christian, okay? 99.999% people here telling me that they are Christian. But are you attending church? No. Many reasons. And then one of the reasons is that, oh, I'm not going anymore. I'm not interested anymore. I don't want to go anymore. But I think that even you yourself don't want to go. Will you consider bringing this boy to the church? Think about this little boy. You can see the generation between you and this boy, a few generations already. And then, of course, these two ladies, I don't know when they start not going to church. Maybe after this accident, maybe because they are not going, so their younger generation not going. So another generation, even not only escape from church, but also now in jail. And then, what you can expect this child to grow up with? We know that J.D. Vance, the vice president of in the U.S., he also had he doesn't have a good parent, but he has good grandparents. And I think as a faithful Christian now, and then for so many years he is so good in studying, or even now in his serving the country. I believe that the parents have strong faith, so that they can bring up a strong faith grandchild. But now already 4 generations. But no one bring this boy to church, and even though they still bring this boy to play in the park at 5 or 6. But when this boy is growing up, these 2 grandma and aunts cannot have influence on him, cannot take care of him anymore, cannot direct him anymore. So I clearly told her, now is already the critical time. Maybe the last year that you can influence him, that you can bring him to church. Let him grow in church. That is my urgent prayer to you and to that child. Of course, I can only pray God's guidance on this boy, that he won't go astray under this environment. But it really needs God's miracle. I won't do anything for him except bringing him to the playground. So as parents or great-grandparents, maybe we think that the best thing we can do is to give them home, give them food, take them to the park, and then buy them some tools, and love them when they have no parents around. No, that's surely not the most important thing. The most important thing that you can guide them in the path of a good value, moral virtue, and wisdom, true wisdom, and keep learning for the right knowledge, for the good knowledge that he need in this world, and then of course turn back to Christ, turn back to the Creator, turn back to the original wisdom. Okay, not the wisdom of this world, which only turn you more and more to become a person only with fear, anxiety, insecurity. You just want appreciation. You just want someone to love you. You want someone to respect you. So many tragedies have come when you have that kind of unfilled emptiness in your heart, in your soul. So turn back to the fullness. Turn back to the true love. That is what we can do for anyone around us, especially for your own children. This is at least the one thing that at least you can educate your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, that what he needs most is to learn virtue, learn love, and then where you can really learn the love and the true wisdom. Okay, besides from books, besides from teaching, you must turn back to God, the Creator, to turn back to the true love, the source and origin of love and wisdom and truth. Besides school education and the wrong influence we get from social media, if we can good influence from family, then it will be better. But we can see that now the family allow the children, or they don't know what their children are doing. Okay, they are shocked by the news that their children have just now committed in killing or committed in suicide just in the last minute. Okay, so they didn't know that their children have already gone astray. Their children have already been greatly influenced by the violent ideas or even misconception. Alright, maybe some parents didn't know that their children have already done transgender only after the surgery. They didn't know, oh, my boy becomes a girl, or my girl becomes a boy. Okay, they know that in the last minute. It seems that they don't have any influence on the children anymore. So family education nowadays seems so weak. But if the family have a strong belief, for example, they go to church, or they are faithful in their belief, faithful in their religion, in the worship, maybe they still have some power, some influence to guide the children. Even they themselves won't have enough good influence. They can still rely on the whole community in the church, or the whole community in their belief to guide the children. Of course, nowadays, even with belief, we have to check that whether our belief, whether our church, whether our faith really can guide our children to a right way, because not to say some misbehavior from some religious leader or some religious institution, or even the church, Catholic church or Christian church, or any church, right? Not to mention about those misconduct, but even there are normal church, normal religious institution promoting the good value, the good ideas, but it seems that they also cannot exert enough influence on the children. The children, when they have grown up to maybe 13, 14, or at least after 18, most of them have left the church. In Hong Kong, in the US, I find that many many young adults, they won't follow their parents to church, they won't go to church themselves, or even they won't seek for a couple or boyfriend or girlfriend or partner with the same belief, with the same faith, or they won't keep their faith, okay? They just do anything as other people's without the belief or faith, okay? And or there are even those people in the US, most of them are born Christian, most of their parents, grandparents are faithful Christian, and then when they were a small child, they went to the church with their parents. They should have a Christian life, but when they are growing up, they gradually lost their Christian life, their belief, their faith, and then go astray to other direction, to do things they like, to have any life they want, not to think about their religion anymore, okay? Or some churchgoer, they just go to church for worship, but they never study the Bible, they never try to understand their faith, and then they won't ask for God's guidance, religious guidance, pastoral guidance in anything they did. I'm so glad that this time the suspect, the killing, not suspect now, the killer of Charlie Cook, his daddy, I think should still be a faithful Christian, because he works with the pastor to encourage the killer to admit his crime. So that means the family still have a strong relation with the church, with the pastor, with their belief, with their faith, right? Only that they have no influence on this boy. They cannot direct these young adults from a way which goes to the direction of terrorism, of violence, or with his own ideas. At least we can say that this is his own ideas, or even that it is a very influential idea in the world now, in the society now, but the parents, the family, or even the church cannot check out his tendency of going to that direction, and cannot turn him back before he commit killing. That's a tragedy. But at least after committing the killing, at least the relationship with the church is still there, that they can forbid him from doing something, even if his family has no faith, maybe there is no connection with the pastor. Maybe the government needs to spend a longer time to do more things to search for this killer, and maybe this killer has to run away, or maybe when the police finally find this killer, maybe the police will shoot this killer, and then he might be killed. Of course, now he also has to face death penalty, but at least now he was not dead yet. So maybe this connection with the church, with a Christian father, though it's too late, but still prohibit something even worse to happen, right? So just now we talk about all those traditional formal education fail their function. So nowadays we should turn back to the normal functioning of the educational bodies in any arena. For example, family education, parental education, formal school education, church education, all should go back, all should turn back to their normal function, to their good functioning, building up of a strong generation with their moral values, with traditional belief, with love, with mercy, with kindness, with wisdom, with truth. So we can see that education no need to be restricted by walls. Nowadays we don't just get information from books, from library, from school. We can also get good education. Of course, sometimes you can get good education from online, from social media, or from any online platform, or even from outdoor. Okay, you can receive education through some outdoor training, outdoor activity. Also, you can see that from the case of Charlie Kirk, from the Turning Point USA organization, you can see that education can come from a dialogue, can come from a public speech, can come from a direct confrontation in a public platform. You can discuss, you can have a talk, you can have even a two-sided discussion, right? A dialogue with a public figure. You can prove him wrong. You can also let him to prove you wrong. You can face directly, and then you can receive wisdom. You can be inspired. You can get more knowledge if you are teachable. If you have a learning heart to receive good education, not only from books, from school, from social media. You when you find a wise figure, when you find a platform where you can have discussion, where you can have dialogue, where you can share the ideas, share the thoughts, share the wisdom, or you can be inspired by someone's wisdom. So now we should turn back. We should turn back to the normal functioning of all those educational bodies or units. We should also turn back to gaining wisdom by any means of platform. I think in the ancient times, those people also get the wisdom from the public platform, from the public discussion. In the ancient time, when those scholars, they always try to share their thoughts, their thinking, their wisdom publicly, outdoor, right? Not now inside the rooms, inside air conditioning rooms. Okay, so of course, when a good public speaker was killed, we believe that more good public speakers will arise, and then we can have more platforms, online or physical, outdoor or indoor. We can have more platforms for people to stand out, to speak up, to voice their opinion, and then can have dialogue, can face a direct confrontation, discussion, right? So welcome all people to come to learn or to inspire others, or if you are wise enough, you can inspire others, even though the platform is not organized by you. Okay, you can just come and then challenge the speakers. You can challenge the public with your own thoughts. But of course, the first thing that you must get wisdom yourself. You must have enough knowledge to confront the speaker, so that you can discuss with him. You can try to challenge his thought, so that your thoughts are also be challenged, right? So otherwise, you will show the public that you lack wisdom, you lack knowledge. So of course, when you come out, never mind that, I may be taken as a fool because the public will see that I don't have enough knowledge. Confess that, after this public discussion, I find that I'm ignorant. I find that I don't have enough knowledge. All right. Education is also to enlighten you, to open up your heart, to shine on you that, oh, you can see your weakness, you can see your lack of wisdom. So you go home, study more, read more, and then next time you come again to discuss, to challenge the speaker again, to confront with your new flaws again, with your new knowledge again. So it's good that we have a platform with some public speaker who would like to challenge your thought, who would like to inspire your thought, who would like to give you more knowledge, give you more wisdom, because someone who has really research, was really studied a lot, who has really understood all those he has read. It's good to have that kind of person for you to gain knowledge directly from him, not just by a very short or 1 hour or half hour one-sided teaching. When even in college, even you are allowed to challenge the professor's idea. Actually, it all depends on what kind of professor he is, but it's still limited, okay? So in the public, and then this person have no relation with you, and then he's not a professor or teacher, then you dare to challenge him. You dare to openly share your ideas, and then because no marks will be deducted, and then you won't be punished, okay? You won't make the professor angry, and then maybe not good to your result or anything. So of course, what a pity that that kind of figure was killed, or but it's good that when such kind of person was killed, more people who cherish the sharing of idea, the discussion of idea in public platform have arisen, okay? More have arisen because they cherish that kind of platform, cherish that kind of interflow of knowledge, cherish that chances of getting yourself, getting your knowledge in the public, and also to be challenged by the public, okay? Even you think that you are competent with your knowledge, with your ideas, when you try to challenge the public speaker, but maybe the public will see how ignorant you are, how lack of knowledge you are, okay? And then you will see that not just be defeated by that public speaker, you are also defeated by the audience. You don't gain appreciation from the public. You don't gain confirmation from the public, okay? The public also can see that you are too irrational, or you are too level-minded, your knowledge is too limited, or your knowledge is just limited to certain ideology, certain belief, not wide enough, not comprehensive enough, or your ideas are too radical, right? Not rational enough. So when we are standing in front of public, right, our ideas not only be taught, okay, our ideas are being challenged. When you are challenged, you are humble enough, you can learn more things. You can try to think again, you can try to research more, you can try to get more knowledge, you can try to study harder, and then next time come back, okay? So when we turn back to really a good education system, actually it doesn't mean any wrong or any kind of education body in any setting. Actually, good education means that you really get knowledge. You really get challenges. You really get inspiration to rethink your whole thought, your whole belief, or and then you can hear different opinions, not only just from the speaker. You can hear opinion from all the others. Maybe many people come out to challenge the speaker, or some agree with you, some disagree with you. You also agree or disagree with some of their points. So actually, not only just a speaker, many speakers can come out, and then when they share their thoughts, and then during the conversation, you can think and learn, and you can also try to try to feedback. Okay, after listening to first one, second one, third one speaker, oh, I really have something to share. Really have some doubts, or I really want to share lights on the thoughts of the previous speaker, something like that. Not just to one teacher or professor. I think this is really why in ancient time, especially in the Greek time, there are so many scholars, famous scholars, and then because they just like Turning Point USA, okay, they hold public talk. They hold public confrontation in a public platform, especially outdoor. Of course, it is a tragedy that the killing happened in outdoor. Of course, it is also easier for them to take the killing. It is more dangerous, more risky for the speaker to stand in the public. No protection. The area is so immense. You cannot just make sure that everywhere is safe, right? So and then the shooting can come from anywhere. Of course, Charlie Kirk clearly knows how dangerous, how risky it is, but he dared to take this risk just only to engage more in public, so that more people can also receive wisdom, truth, and knowledge from the public conversation, from the public discussion. Okay, no hurt, no hurt in any relationship. All right, so just come, just share, just listen, just get inspiration, or you just get well prepared, and then maybe you can defeat the public speaker. Even though he is so famous in public speech, you can still have the chance to defeat him with really deep knowledge, with really knowledge that you can try to influence the public, but not to just voice out your level ideas and then just call someone what-ism, and then try to name him and then defeat him just by certain thoughts, only being so level-minded in certain area. Okay, so let us turn back to good family education, good parental education, good school education, good church education, good community education. Also, should we turn back to the good education in public, in outdoor, and then in the immense knowledge, okay, in different areas, in different means, not just in social media, not just in our social platform, or in any of our school, or in any of our school of thought. Alright, so let's turn back to the wider scope of knowledge, wider scope of civilization. Okay, education should also mean someone gets civilized. Okay, if you are educated to be a villain, you are educated to be a killer, you're educated to be a terrorist. That is not education under civilization, under a civilized city, for all those civilized people. Okay, so let us turn back to civilization, to education, to enlightenment, to wisdom,